I'll just use my phone. It's got GPS, or I can call for help. I don't need your stupid compass. A phone is a lot less useful than you think it's going to be when you are on a wilderness kind of trip. First of all, battery, dead. Or you're in a wilderness area and a lot of times you can't get reception. Or consider this has happened to me before. If it is pouring rain and you have a touch screen, it is literally impossible to use your phone. You can't even use it to make a call for help. So let's talk about how to use this handy dandy gizmo to find your way. Here are the parts of the compass that you need to know. This is the magnetic needle and it always points north. This dial is movable, and this is how you set your coordinates for the direction that you want to travel. The red arrow will always point due north, so if you also want to be facing north, you need to turn your body until you are facing the same direction as the red arrow. I call this the empty arrow. You want to line your magnetic arrow up into to know that you are walking the direction you want to go. Let's say I want to be walking 120 degrees. We turn our body, turn until the red arrow is inside the empty arrow, and boom, we are 120 degrees east, southeast, and then we can start walking. So let's say we're in the Boundary Waters and we are camping at this site right here. And we need to get to this outlet right here. This is actually a lot harder than you think it is because there are all these islands in the way which are going to look like they are the far side of the lake and they're going to block our view. What we'll need to do is draw a line from here to here. It ends up lining up with right about 332. I set my dial for 332. I would turn my body until we've got red arrow in the empty arrow, and this is the direction we're going to canoe. So what is the mirror for? It is not for putting on your makeup. People don't do that in the woods. If I've set a bearing of 332 degrees and I've got red in the shed, I'm not actually gonna walk and look at my compass the entire time. I'm gonna look up, I'm gonna look at the reflection of the dial in this little mirror and see that little V-shaped notch thing at the top? See how it's touching this tree right here? So I'm gonna sight on that tree and I'm going to walk towards that tree. I'm not gonna look at my compass anymore, I'm just gonna walk toward that tree. I guess I got to talk more about compasses and orienteering, hey? So, first off, this book, Wilderness Navigation, is a super good guide for in-depth learning. It would be able to tell you way more than I can in a 1-minute TikTok video. A lot of people mentioned that there is a difference between true north and magnetic north. On a really good map, it will tell you what your magnetic declination is. This one is 1.5 degrees to the east. If you don't already know what your declination is, and a lot of people wouldn't, I find ours on the NOAA website, and where I live, it's actually even less than 1 degree. It's 0.3 degrees, and that's why I don't bother even putting it into the calculation. For the sake of argument, let's say that the declination was actually 10 degrees. If our mapped bearing was 332 degrees and we had a declination of 10 degrees east, then we would actually want to make our magnetic arrow line up with this little tick instead of putting red in the shed. Or alternately, we could just subtract the 10 degrees, line it up to 322, put red in the shed, and proceed. So what the heck is that little green arrow? It is called a clinometer, and it is used to measure slope of a hill. In order to use it, you would want to set your dial to west. Keep your eye on the green arrow. As I tilt this up, it is going to go up to, say this would be a 20% slope. As I would go further up, that would be a 60% slope. I have literally never used the clinometer in my life because I have no reason to. I live in Minnesota. It's flat here. We don't have mountains. If I'm using a compass, it's usually because I'm going across a lake. There's no need to measure a slope. If I see a hill, I'm going over it one way or another. If you are going to be mountaineering, that's when you might need to use that to measure a slope and see if it's something you're going to need to rope in to be able to get it up it safely or not. Right, what do you think? Did I hit it all? Am I done? Or will I be doing orienteering TikTok forever?